Hey WILDR folks, if you want to feel better on snow from the first run, then a small short warm-up at home before you even put your boots on can really change the game. Now, I have some short videos on warm-ups that you can follow along to already, but I always get the question, oh, what does your warm-up actually look like at home? And so I thought for today's video, we talk about my ski warm-up this season. Any warm-up has three things to do. First, it's going to mobilize you. Second, it's going to get your system flowing and ready. Third, it's going to work on your specific mobility and activation goals. Now, a little backstory on me so that you know why I'm doing what I'm doing in the gym and you can personalize this to yourself. I'm a ski coach and a fitness trainer. I'm in my mid-30s, and when I go out skiing, it either looks like a big day out touring in the mountains or it looks like a day at my local resort, getting as many laps as I can. In the off season, I love hiking and trail running, and I'm getting ready for a couple ultra marathons this summer. And I'm probably only gonna be doing 40 days-ish on snow this year. When it comes to my own mobility, I have to pay special attention to my calves and ankles to make sure I maintain flexibility of those through the winter after putting them in ski boots. I do tend to get quite tight through the front of my hips from editing videos and from working on the computer as a fitness coach. And for the longest time, I had piriformis syndrome / sciatic pain that I've learned to work through with exercises on my own. That flared up a couple years ago after I completed a very long canoe race down the Yukon River, and I've been working to regain my hip strength and stability since that event. So now that you know all of that, let's take a look at what my warm-up looks like this season before we go out for a day on the hill. All right, part one for me is rolling out the bottom of my feet. Now, any kind of foam rolling, it helps increase your mobility and your flexibility, but it's transient. So those effects only last about 30 minutes, and that's gonna be important for part two of warm-up. But I start with the bottom of my feet because feet are so important. Even though they're inside a ski boot, they affect your touch on snow. And then I move on to foam rolling my calves because I'm always fighting. Being in that ski boot all day, I'm trying to fight that length, and I, for quite a long time, had reduced ankle flexion because of being in ski boots. After that, I hit my quads and my hip flexors. Remember that office sitting and writing all those workout programs means I need to increase the length there. So remember, those effects are transient, so the next thing we need to do is a little bit of stretching. Now, they used to warn against static stretching before an activity because it would reduce your proprioception, so your body's knowledge of where you were in space. But when I'm doing this warm-up in the morning, it's long enough away from when I'm on hill that I feel okay about doing static stretching on the specific parts of my body that I need to increase the flexibility of. So I do my calves, then I get into the best stretch ever, the couch stretch, to really get those hip flexors and quads long enough for me. Focus on tilting that pelvis back. And then for a couple seconds at a time, I'll press the back foot into the bench or couch if I'm doing this in my house, and then relax again to help increase that range of motion. But I want to actively use my muscles after this static stretching. And so that's where we get into part three of the warm-up, where I've got some really specific mobility and strength activation moves that work great for me. This first one took me a long time to build up to this exercise, but it has really helped me specifically with piriformis syndrome. I wouldn't recommend this to someone who hasn't done it before, who hasn't built up to it, or to anyone who experiences pain on the outside of the knee in this position. But for me, it has been a game changer for the start of the day when I go skiing. After I finish that, I go into a little bit of downward dog, pressing those legs straight. This feels so good for the back of my body, and that's why I do it. Some movements you do because they feel great. This also actively reinforces that increased calf length. And now I get into the good stuff. Now, this is a 3-part glute activation that I will link to below, because it has been a game changer for me and a lot of clients when it comes to using your glutes in the same upright position that you'll be using them on the hill. And it's a combination of hip dips, of pressing into the pole behind you while hinging, and then finally pressing into that pole behind you or the wall or edge of your couch while doing some little jumps. Feels so good, gets your heart moving, and you can see it still gives me a bit of a burn as well. As soon as I'm done that, I'm into just honestly a minute or less of some fun jumpy moves to see how my body's feeling that day to finally get everything moving and flowing. So after that, it is time to load up the car and get to the ski hill. Now, this warm-up, some people think you have to do your warm-up immediately before you get on snow for it to count. I tend to disagree. I do this warm-up and then I go to the hill and I'll either do a couple warm-up moves at the base of the hill or I'll take my first run easy. And I find that those effects last and help me through the rest of the ski day. Now, I'd love to know what you do for a warm-up in the comment box below. And if you're interested, we have a 2-minute skier quiz that helps you identify your skiing superpower and kryptonite when it comes to your fitness on the hill. And you can take that quiz down below and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I hope you have a wilder day and a very snowy season, and I'll talk to you soon.